evening, Tottenham fans. Not long now until the Premier League is back. But in the meantime, I'm going to bring you a video about something that Spurs fans are pretty concerned about, but something I'm completely not concerned about, but actually quite excited about, and that's the Spurs attack. There's a lot of narratives going around that Spurs play too pragmatic. A lot of Spurs fans saying it's boring, fossil fuel football. And some fans are even saying that all we can do is score from set pieces. Well, I'm here today to tell you that that's absolutely nonsense and it's actually not true. And I'll give you some facts and figures behind that. Also, I'll talk about some of the forward players that are coming back. Forward players that were missing, by the way. I'll tell you how we rate in how many goals we've scored this season. I also want to speak about what Thomas Frank has done to previous forward players, which he could use in our side as well. I'll also talk a little bit about Kolo Muani, who he's going to come back now as well. And I'll give you some stats of what he's done in previous teams. And I'll speak a little bit about Tel and Odobert, as they also have started to find a bit of form. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. I've literally just gone past 3,000 subscribers. Thank you to everyone who congratulated me, everybody that gave me some kind words in the comments yesterday. It was really, really nice to hear. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We have a really nice community here. A lot of people passionate about Spurs fans, and you get daily content from me. So let's get into this video. This is the reason why I'm not worried about our attack whatsoever. So I'll give you a few reasons. We are the third best attack in the league. Third best in the league. Equal with Chelsea. We're one behind the leaders Arsenal. 1 goal behind them, by the way. And 2 goals behind a rampant Manchester City attacking side, who have spent over 200 million on their attack. So we are nowhere near as bad in attack as people are making out. We have scored 13 goals in 7 games. That's almost 2 goals per game, which is not something to be sniffed at. It's actually a pretty good record. So it's not something we should start being worried about. And also on top of that, Frank is still early into his tenure here. He's still working out what players can and can't do. But on top of that as well, Frank's had 4 attacking players missing throughout this period of where we're the 3rd highest goal scorers in the league. We've been without Solanke, Muani, Kulu and Maddison for the whole season so far. For all 7 games, none of them have been available. I think Muani's played 10 minutes of this season so far. So, and that narrative as well, that we only score from set plays. We are actually 3rd in the league from scoring goals from open play. Now, that narrative or stat doesn't mean anything to me anyway, because a goal is a goal. If you score a goal from a throw on, it's a goal. If you score a goal from a corner, it's a goal. I don't care where the goal comes from, and it's not any less valuable if you score from a corner, is it? So even saying those stats are a bit annoying for me, because it doesn't matter how you score your goals, but the narrative was we can only score from set plays and we're really poor with open play. We're actually the 3rd best team in the league in open play football. So that narrative has already just been squashed. So again, there you go. Sometimes rumours spread, some things get said, and people just believe it without actually looking at stats and figures. So we need to just trust in Frank as well. He's got a really good track record of improving players. Now, I'll name a few: Watkins, Tony, Mbeumo, Sade, Wissa, Ben Rama, another one. These are all players that were brought in for really small fees. Like Mbeumo was like 4 million, Tony was 5 million, Watkins was about 4 or 5 million. When they brought into the Premier League. Never played Premier League football before. I think Watkins was in the Championship at the time. So he's got these, I'd say, at the time, mediocre players into top performing Premier League players. This is Thomas Frank doing this. So can you imagine him working with players like Muani, Xavi, Kudus, Tel, Odobert, Maddison, Kulu, how much he can elevate their football? If he can elevate mediocre players, imagine players that are already half decent, what he can do with them. So I'm really excited to see what Frank can do. Now, moving on to a guy that's back in training now, and It's basically the forgotten man, and people are underestimating what this guy can do because he's had a rough time of it lately, or having loans out from PSG, etc. And that's the guy, you've guessed it, it's Kolo Muani. Now, if you look at him in 2022 to 2023, he was playing for Frankfurt. He scored 15 goals and got 11 assists in 32 games. That's 26 goal contributions in 32 games. That's not something to be sniffed at. That's absolutely exceptional. Now, I've heard in my comments by some people, and it's fair enough, you've all got your own opinions, that Muani isn't the guy to come in and score goals. Well, for me, if he can score goals and get assists like that, and get those numbers this season, he's going to transform our attack and take us to another level, honestly. Muani will transform us. He will. If he gets onto form, he starts linking up with Kudus and Xavi, and they form a good partnership. Because I do believe partnerships are key when you have got an attacking force. And Frank's very good at building a good attacking outlet. Then, for me, Muani is going to transform us. I think even at Juventus, he scored 8 goals and got 1 assist in 16 games, which is still 1 goal every 2 games, which is still a good record. This guy has pace, skill, he's strong, his aerial abilities are strong, he can hold up the ball, he can score goals, he gets assists. You know, he's going to be something like a breath of fresh air compared to a Richarlison, who only attribute is getting on the end of a cross. Because at the moment, Richarlison otherwise does nothing in the build-up play. He's good at getting in the box and working hard and running around a lot. Muani runs around a lot too, so that's one ticked box already that Richarlison can do. He's also good in the air and good from crosses, another thing Richarlison do. But then he can add all the other things: skill, link-up play, assists, movement. His movement is absolutely exceptional. So Muani is going to blow up this season. I've just got that feeling if he can stay fit. I don't know what this dead leg was about. He had a dead leg for about a month. I thought they was going to amputate it and put a prosthetic leg on him or something, because that's insane. I've never known anybody to have a dead leg for longer than an hour. I used to get a dead leg when I was playing football, and I used to play the rest of the game. I just don't understand the injuries that these players get nowadays. They seemed a lot more serious now than they ever did when I was a kid, that's for sure. But Muani will be an exceptional signing for us. He seems to be forgotten, but honestly, give him a chance. It's going to take him a few games to get up to speed, 100%. He's not going to come in straight away and start banging in the goals. He's going to get his match fitness, match sharpness. I do believe on Sunday that Tel will start up front and Muani will be on the bench, because I don't think you can throw him in for 90 minutes after that long absence out. But I think it's going to come good. Now, let me just talk about Tel and Odobert, because there's 2 more attacking threats that Frank can deploy and use, and they're both ripping it up for the under-21s at the moment. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, well, they're playing weak opposition. You're still playing international level. You're still playing for your country, and you still got to perform no matter who's in front of you. And Tel and Odobert are banging in assists and goals all over the place, and they are ripping it up. I think they were playing Bolivia last, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think France won 6-1, the under-21s, and them 2 were ripping them apart, and they were working really, really well together as well. Odobert scored an exceptional goal, chested down just outside the box, left-footed boomer into the bottom corner. It was a really, really good finish. And they both look very confident. They both look quick. They both look sharp. Tel scored his first goal against Leeds, and I think he will be starting again on Sunday. And it's quite exciting to see, because I'm already starting to see improvements in Tel and Odobert working under Frank. And Frank hasn't been here that long. And I'm really looking forward to Tel, Odobert, Muani, Xavi, Kudus all working together and causing problems for the opposition. Now, if Spurs score, I don't know, 3 or 4 goals against Aston Villa, they could be the top scorers in the league. They could be. So it's absolutely insane to say that that people are worried about our attack already, or worried that we don't score from open play, which I've already proved that we do. So I'm not worried. I think we're going to go. I think Frank's going to improve us even more. I do. I honestly think that. Give him more time with these players. develop them more, start getting the front four working together and playing more together, because he's had to keep changing everything every week. I think he's trialing things, but soon he'll have his set 11, and that will only help. I think Udogie playing on the left with Odobert was really, really good against Leeds, and I think they should keep that. Keep that going and put Tel up front again and see what Tel can do, because Tel could have had 2 goals against Leeds, by the way, and he's scoring for the under-21s as well. So he's on form at the moment. So all in all, I'm not worried one little bit about our attacking football. Even our defence is really, really strong. We've only conceded 5 all season. I think that's the third best defence as well. So it's not going too bad. And I think we just have to stop worrying too much about certain aspects of the play, especially when it's really early on in Frank's tenure. If this was 2 years down the line and Spurs weren't scoring many goals and nothing was working, nothing was clicking, yeah, then I would worry. But really early into the season, we're 3rd in the league, 7 games unbeaten, and 3rd highest goal scorers. Attack is definitely not the issue. Let me know in the comments what you thought of today's video. Are you worried about our attack? Thank you for watching, and come on you Spurs.